All right, so the other day I went back to church. It wasn't so bad, you know. And what I learned is that, I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of stuff about myself I was doing wrong, and that I need a change in my life, And it's just the way I think, the way I've been treating people, My relationship with the man upstairs has got to come back to where it was. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't very good. And what I want you to know is that the devil has a way of shaking glitter in your face. God has a way of putting things in your path that are good, and in the moment you'll know what it is. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but you'll know. You'll know what it is, God will say, oh, look at him down there, I'll put something nice in his way, and bam, there he is. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, I like this. I think this is really neat, or this is cool, or man, this really is cool happening to me right now. Or I met this person, or I met that person, or this is really neat, You get to know the people, or you get to know the thing, or you're happy with what's going on with you, And then all of a sudden, you get bored with it, or something happens, or it maybe gets a little rough, or something happens, or it breaks down, or, you have to do a little work for it, you know what I mean? And it gets a little hard. So you move on to something a bit easier, something you think is better, And then all of a sudden you have problems, and that starts to get a little way more harder to maintain than the other one was, or maybe just having more heartache in your life, or maybe you're having more obstacle or more problem, or just a little harder to deal with, And you think about what you had. Then you start thinking, oh man, maybe that was, maybe that was God giving you something that was nice and you shunned it, You never know what it was, You never know what it is, And you just have to be mindful of the things that you have and what you should be thankful for. Just don't run behind the first fast thing that comes along, because you never know what kind of trouble it can bring you. But I learned a lot from the church service, I learned that you can't just put your hands up to a cross and say, "Oh Jesus, I'm here, help me," and then that's it. I learned that you're gonna have to. You gotta at least put some kind of faith, and you have a faith, then you have to work behind that faith. You know what I mean? You have to put a work into it. You have to put effort into it. You can't just. That would be like you have a car. You know what I mean? And you drive that car and you never put gas in it. It won't go nowhere. So that's just what it is. You have to learn how to put gas in your car. That's the only way I know how to put it. A lot of people out here pushing negative and negative and negative and negative, and they never wonder why they never get any positives. They're always running around in a circle. I'm trying to break that circle, But don't let everything overrun you, though. Put gas in your car. Stay strong. I love you.